Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche podcast, live from the Toyota Lounge, powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships. We'll be talking Avalanche power play today. We'll be talking about, maybe there's more to these positional battles than we initially thought. When it comes to this preseason. Still a long way to go. Still 4 preseason games, but I do think there's a conversation to be had there. We'll start off with the news, though. Rudo and AJ coming to you live from the Abzosphere. How many more times can I say it?
It's a thing now.
Yeah.
Abzosphere it is. I tweeted it out, so.
It's official.
Yeah.
Number one, Alexander Barkov, out for the year, it looks like, most likely. Had surgery on his knee today.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck, as I like to say.
It's a really tough spot to be in with the new LTIR rules, where if you rule a guy out for the entire year, you have his full cap hit. If you want him on LTIR but intend to bring him back, you have $3.8 million of that cap hit.
Yep.
That's a really tough spot to be in.
It's not fun. The Avs know from experience losing their captain to a knee injury after winning a cup, so they know exactly what Florida's about to go through.
That is a fair point. Very fair point.
Just say it.
Well, and when we talk about, you need luck to win a Stanley Cup, a lot of things need to go your way. You need to get all the breaks. This is the exact type of thing that Florida hasn't had to go through.
I don't think they've been perfectly healthy, but they've skated by.
Nobody ever is.
The Kachuk injury last year worked out pretty well for them.
Yeah.
Everything kind of lined up on that side of it.
Yeah, and then they went out and they were awesome.
Yeah.
They were awesome.
Are also very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely awesome.
Thank you, Chad, for becoming a member. We appreciate you. You can also become part of the Supporters Club here on YouTube today. Gets you access to a bunch of emojis. You can spam those in chat. Super excited about watch-alongs when we get those up and running. And the more of you that become Supporters members, the more emojis we get. So
yeah, I think we're going to be able to use the Dr. Dubs a lot this year.
Should be a lot of Dr. Dubs this year.
Yeah.
We'll see. We got the good stick Lecky. That one's one we'll get in there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll have a couple of other ones, though. I wonder if we should just get one of the Avs, captains C. Should just be an emoji for Landy.
Yeah.
We'll see. We got options.
I really just want a rooster emoji for Brock Nelson, but that might be too inside baseball.
Hey, you can make anything work with emojis.
Yeah.
It's all good. All right. Other piece of news. Connor Ingram did clear waivers today.
Yeah.
Not a ton on waivers today, but we are kind of keeping an eye on it. It's the thing to do this time of year.
Yeah, it is waiver season. It is something that we will be, keeping an eye on. I mean, just
not the one guy I want to talk about, and we won't talk very much. Not realistically a guy you're looking at to be a number 6, but a guy that has been in the Avs organization a couple of times already. Is a left shot defenseman. Calle Rosen is on waivers.
Yeah, if he had a little bit more grit and grind to his game, I think that I would be a lot more interested. But instead, he's a lot more of the smooth skating, puck moving archetype, which we know
plenty of.
Yeah, we just don't need that. More of that in Denver is not necessary. The Avs are solid there.
Yeah, I agree, but keeping an eye on any left shot defenseman that comes across the waiver wire.
Yeah, especially you're looking for a guy that has decent skating ability, but is more of a defensive defenseman.
Yep. So, who knows? We're still waiting on that. We're probably about a week away still until we see that every team puts 10 dudes through waivers.
Yeah, the waiver list is just it's suddenly going to be 2 tweets.
Yeah,
right. 2 images
you
of the
can't
tweets.
fit it all in on one. Yeah,
exactly.
So still some things to come there. Are we still? I think we're still on the defensive side potentially looking for someone. But I'm curious with what we're going to talk about today. Do you think they're still looking for a forward too?
I mean, we saw today Gavin Brindley gets another shot with the top group with what we're just calling the NHL group.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's the NHL group. And it does look like they kind of drew their line in the sand a little bit of these are the guys that we're giving a longer look to. These are the guys we want to see with the NHL guys. And separating them out. Some of the guys that we had talked about, Jason Polin and Nikita Prishchapov, are in the AHL group now.
Yep.
And, okay. Gavin Brindley is the one that is on the actual
Not
NHL line.
In the NHL group, but on what you would call the fourth line.
Yeah, with Barkov and Kelly. So that is a good thing. And then the fifth line was Kivi Ranta, Ivan, and Matt Steinberg.
Yep. So, which I think we have, if you're watching on YouTube, the lineup that we can pull up and show you that full group just so you can see it. But there's a number of interesting conversations there.
Yeah. I think it starts with Brindley.
But that's fine.
What's that?
We kind of skipped the third line there, but.
Oh, yeah.
All good. You guys don't need to know the third line. You already know who it is.
Yeah, you already know who it is.
Yeah. Drury, Olofsson,
Colton.
Yeah. I got there.
He was like, you know who it is. Do we know who it is?
Well, I was like, okay, well, it's Colton. But then I was like, wait, because they finished with the power play units. So I was like, yeah Colton and Olofsson together. Where was Drury? And it's like, on the PK, obviously.
Yeah. So I think those top three lines feel, I don't want to say they're set, but we know that top nine is more or less like that's whatever alignment it will be on opening night. We know that they're going to tinker as the year goes on, but those are the guys that
down. I would put it to you that way.
Those are the top nine guys, certainly to start the year and moving forward a little bit. Jack Drury's the most to prove, but Victor Olofsson also has a lot on the line here.
It's true.
But that fourth line, Parker Kelly, we know, will be a part of it.
Yep.
That's done. Zakhar Barkov has done everything that you could want so far in this preseason for him to win the job. The one game he played, he was solid. Bad penalty, but otherwise solid. Really well liked. He's really well liked already by the teammates.
Everybody does seem to enjoy his presence.
He's having fun out there. When he does something good, everybody's slamming the sticks. Like, they are really gassing him up. They are really pumping the tires. I think that it's really hard to imagine that they're going to go through all of this and he's not going to be the fourth line center early on.
I wonder. I know the bad penalties are there.
Yeah.
But I wonder if the Avs do like having a little bit of that psycho energy on the team, especially with. If you think about him, I know Miles Wood didn't play center, but if you think about Barkov maybe replacing some of that stuff that the good version of Miles Wood brought to Colorado.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I'm good. I mean, he's not that fast, but yeah.
He won't have the speed, but the chaos.
He definitely brings some physicality to it. He's got an edge to his game, and we talk about this all. The Avs always are looking to get a little harder to play against.
Yep.
Which is funny when you kind of look at their lineup and you're like,
they really should be pretty hard to play against.
That guy's tough. That guy's tough. That guy's tough. Like, you go down that lineup and it's not easy to play against it. They don't have like a Mason Marchment type who just sort of exists as he brings that psychotic element. He's super competitive, but he's also pretty skilled. Like, Ross Colton is sort of ish like that, but
not nearly as pesty.
Yeah, he's not as obnoxious.
Yeah,
but I think he's more skilled.
I would agree. But
so anyway, Barkov is definitely doing everything that he can. It's just impossible to imagine he's not getting the first month in the NHL.
Something crazy would have to happen over these last four preseason games for him.
I hate saying impossible. I mean, they just traded Mikko Rantanen in January. Like, I really shouldn't say that.
Anything can happen.
It is hard to imagine that Barkov won't get the first month to at least. Well, we'll see.
It certainly looks like that's the alignment they want when it comes to that. But
there have been 0 days.
Yeah.
So far. This is the 8th day since preseason, since the training camp began. This is the 8th day. He has been in that spot every single day.
You look at the other guys then. We mentioned it. It seems like of the group of guys we had battling for call-ups and or a roster spot, Prishchapov and Poland seem to be on the outside.
Yeah.
Which Prishchapov has not had a great preseason.
Yeah, and also still really young.
Of course.
And does not have to go through the waiver process.
It's very straightforward.
It's completely fun. We expected that Prishchapov was going to have a tough job to make this roster.
Yep. And he didn't do enough to make it. Yeah.
He has. I mean, he made it harder on himself.
I would agree.
He's just not ready.
Poland a little more interesting.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's not.
I understand that Matt Steinberg brings a certain element. It's why I've spent all summer talking about him as a potential guy. But Jason Poland plays a heavier game. He plays with speed. He plays with tenacity, and he has a little bit of offensive juice to him. And for my money, Jason Poland continues to outplay Matt Steinberg and
he's outplayed Ivan too, to be honest with you.
Cannot get a sniff.
Yeah.
And we'll get to Ivan in a sec. But with Poland, it's just, I guess I'm just confused about what more they want to see from him, or if they've just decided where they're like,
are they just done there? Yeah.
We don't need to see any more.
Because I don't know. For me, if you're basing it solely on training camp, which surely they're not. Oh, hi, yeah. How you doing?
Tight.
For me, it's weird based on just preseason. You would think Poland would be higher on the list, but obviously there are track records there. Ivan has 40 some NHL games basically.
Yeah.
So
40.
Is it 40 on the nose? Yeah. So there are other factors that play in there, but it is a little weird to me how much it seems like Poland has gotten shrugged off this preseason.
I do think that the conversation is pretty much Steinberg v. Poland.
I don't know how you can put. I get what Steinberg brings. He's going to run into stuff. He's going to cause havoc in that way. But if you're looking for a guy that can actually play hockey at an NHL caliber level, I'm not saying Poland's all the way there, but I think he's a lot closer than Steinberg is if you want him to actually touch the puck.
Yeah, when you talk about all around, everything, the all-encompassing picture of what you want out of a player, Poland, I think, is the better player. Steinberg is just, he has an NHL trait. And his trait is crazy.
Yep. That's true. And I can't deny that.
Like the willingness to fight, the physicality, like he brings that. And he brings it at a genuinely NHL level.
Yeah.
And when you look at Jason Poland, you say, what does he do at an NHL level? And the answer is pretty much nothing.
I think that's a fair statement.
A better all-around player, but doesn't have a standout trait.
Yeah, sure. And if you want exactly that from your 12th forward or whatever it is, then I get going with Steinberg. But that's also a guy who, that's it. That's the thing that he does. There is no other situation where he's helping you in the NHL.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We're nitpicking over what is probably the 15th forward right now, so I'm not going to overthink it too much.
Yeah. Can you bring that lineup back up real quick? I just want to, so that the other side, Kiviranta being on that left side of what's really the fifth line.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Kiviranta being on that fifth line is, I think, a preview of what it could look like without Logan O'Connor actually being in that lineup.
Sure.
But they know what they have in Kivy.
Yep.
And he is a guy that has scratched and clawed and fought through healthy school. He's been a scratch.
Yep.
For a long time in his career. So if they wanted to give an extra look at, in this case, it's Gavin Brindley, who we'll talk about in a sec, but
Kivy knows how to be that
exactly.
guy.
Exactly. It's some of these other guys. We're going to talk about it with Ivan, Gavin Brindley, both of them. They need to be playing. You don't want them scratched. Right. You don't want them on your bench. You want them in games, working, developing on their, developing what they do. Yoel Kiviranta doesn't need to do that. He is who he is.
Yep.
And I think to a large extent, so is Matt Steinberg. I don't know that there's a lot more development there.
I would say that's fair. A little bit different, but all right. I do want to talk about Brindley, but I also want to get into Ivan. So we'll do both of those things on the other side of this break, but we do need to pay a few bills here first, as we are brought to you by Coors Light. Go get yourself an ice-cold Coors Light. The mountains on the bottle turn blue to let you know it's ice-cold and ready to drink. They're available in pretty much every liquor store in the country, but if you don't want to get out of the house, you can always order it to your front door thanks to CoorsLight.com/DNVR and Instacart. That's right. You don't even have to get up off the couch. If you're watching preseason hockey, you don't have to move. If you're watching the Broncos blow another game and lose to a game-ending field goal,
bro,
look,
too soon.
Good time to choose chill. I'm just saying. If you ever needed to choose chill, it might be at the end of a Broncos game. So that's where Coors Light comes in. Coors is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. So make the most of the times you choose chill and choose Coors Light at CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Get it delivered right to your front door. Again, thanks to Instacart. Of course, please drink responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Once you've chosen chill, make sure you're also getting your kids set up to play a little bit of sports. It's for Divisions 4 through 8th grade, the Gold Crown Foundation. They have competitive basketball leagues like the gold, silver, and bronze feeder teams. They also have the not-so-competitive leagues for people like me when I was a kid playing basketball. They've got club teams in the Open Division too. So go get your kids signed up. It's not just basketball, too. They have volleyball. I think they have flag football, though I think that season is kind of over now. But go get with them. They have a bunch of amazing opportunities like scholarships for kids. If you're in the basketball league, you get to play at the Gold Crown Fieldhouse, which is an awesome building to go play basketball in. Now's the time to find a team in your area. Tryout pages are on their website. You can use the QR code on screen there, or you can head on over to goldcrownfoundation.com to learn more and sign up today. Second period, the DNVR Avalanche podcast.
Yeah.
Let's start with Ivan.
Yeah.
It's an interesting year for Ivan, right? Because of all of that NHL hockey he played last year, mostly out of pure circumstance of the Avs being so injured.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen him perform at a super high level at the AHL level. It looks like he's probably on the outside looking in as far as an NHL job is concerned because of Barkov, even because of someone like Brindley. So what are realistic expectations for Ivan?
I think the big appeal of Ivan right now, and being on that fifth line, the center on that fifth line, is he's Barkov insurance.
Okay.
It's the big thing. We know he can play wing. That's fine. They don't need him for that, though.
They have plenty of wings.
They're fine at wing, especially if they want to continue to look at Gavin Brindley. They don't need it. So with Ivan, it's like, okay, maybe you keep him for the first week of the season in case Barkov has a disastrous first two games, and you're like, oh, let's sit him down for a night and put him in the press box. We'll talk to him. We'll try to adjust do whatever they're gonna do in the press box. Like, let's have him sit up high and watch the game, and whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
It's kind of a mental reset for him, and then Ivan can go and play a game like that.
Okay.
So that's the appeal.
Bit of spot duty.
Yeah, is that Ivan can help you there and you feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But he just hasn't been good enough for me in this preseason to say he's outplayed any of these guys, but his ability to be a center and play down the middle it's keeping them there, and I think it's just like a fail-safe. Like, hey, we want to keep them.
Yeah.
The guys that we really like for the NHL team right now, we're trying to keep around with the NHL group. We're going to see them, what they look like going against each other every day. Great.
And there's two things here. One, I know I just talked about the opposite of this, but for me, what has Ivan really done to separate from a Jason Poland in this preseason? Not a ton.
Just play center.
Sure.
That's it.
That's the entirety of the conversation.
Yeah, in my opinion.
The other thing today, and we'll get more into this a little bit later in the show, they did special teams work for the second half of their group practice.
Yeah.
When you're talking about those
That's accomplishing
guys,
a lot.
Yeah, really getting the job done back there. Thanks, Colfax. When you're talking about these fringe guys, what they can provide you on special teams can be the difference between, hey, we think this guy can fill in for us, and hey, we don't know that this guy can fill enough roles.
And I think that leads very nicely into talking about Gavin Brindley.
Who was PKing today.
Yeah. again, out of necessity.
Yeah, they just need bodies there.
Yeah.
But also, maybe not out of necessity.
He also PK'd during the rookie showcase, the one game that he played. Like, I believe he also PK'd a little bit during. No, I definitely know he did in the preseason game at the DU game.
Yeah.
Because I remember he was on the wall and he didn't get one out, and I looked at you and I was like, "Come on!"
He got the second one out. It was fine.
It's true. Took 2 tries. Life is all about second chances, as we know. So with Brindley, I would say that we have been as measured as we've ever been when it comes to
potentially even too much, though.
When it comes to trying to cap our Brindley hype,
yeah,
it was such a tough adjustment his first pro year. And this team has been so comfortable rolling with veterans. Yeah. But the reality, it doesn't make sense to keep Brindley if you're not going to play him. You want him on the ice. You want him playing games. And if he goes down to the Eagles, he's going to be a top 6 forward for you. That's not what he's going to do in Denver.
It's a different role for sure.
So you're almost looking at Brindley as like Victor Olofsson insurance.
That's kind of what it feels like. It's just, it's really hard for me to see Jared Bednar playing him over Kiviranta. I'll put it to you that way.
Exactly. Like that's really it. There's such a trust factor there. There's such a comfort level that it is hard to imagine that Gavin Brindley is going to be in the lineup. Yoel Kiviranta after a 16-goal season and being an elite defensive wing for them is in the press box. I do wonder, I got to give our guy Brad Francis a shout out for this. He mentioned this in our Die Hard Discord the other day. If it's not similar to what the Avs did a couple of years ago with Connor Timmins, where he made the team initially, he played the first 2 games, and then they sent him down, and it was like, you were really good in the preseason. We saw a lot of what we really wanted to see from you. We wanted to reward you with a couple of NHL games, get you this taste, and then we're going to send you back to keep working on your game, but now you've got the taste.
I think more of Sampo Ranta than Connor Timmins.
Okay.
On that track of, they made up their mind they were going to play Sampo Ranta the first 9 games that year. They were just going to do it. Now, there was contract obligations there of wanting to not burn a year and all of that.
Yeah.
Unlike with Brindley, but it's starting to feel like maybe they just want to give Brindley a couple games. I agree on that front. Maybe they just because in my opinion he's earned it. He's been really, really good this preseason.
Genuinely good.
Yeah.
If we're talking about making them make decisions and the play will dictate who makes the roster and who's in the lineup, then Gavin Brindley has done that.
Yep.
To this point, we're 2 games in.
Right. There's 4 preseason games left.
It's crazy because
a ways to go.
Today I put out the 11 days to opening night tweet, which was an awesome Matt Calvert fight, by the way. Shout out Calvi. He was great.
The Denim Daddy. You're repping him right now.
That's right. That's my guy. So tomorrow is 10 days to opening night, and there are 4 preseason games to go.
They're a little packed in.
Yeah, where there's still all the decisions to be made.
Yep.
And that's an interesting spot to be in because there's a lot of deciding to do at the bottom on the fringes of the roster. The middle of the roster is just like, let's tinker.
Set.
Where am I going to put guys? But on the bottom of it, it genuinely is like, where do I want to play a guy? Do I even want this guy on the roster?
Right.
And Gavin Brindley has undoubtedly. Kiviranta, Brindley, like, Kiviranta is going to be on the team, so it's just like, is he actually going to be in the lineup?
There's some security to that
but
guy's job.
Brindley versus Ivan versus Steinberg, he's outplayed them.
It's not even particularly close. Yeah,
significantly outplayed them.
Yeah, agree fully. Brindley has been by far the guy who has stood out most of guys in the mix or whatever you want to call that.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
Let me ask you this. Who's had a better camp, Barkov or Brindley?
All context considered, I would say Barkov.
Okay.
The language barrier, the adjusting to North American ice on the fly, I would say Barkov, but both of them have stood out.
And it's a fairly moot point because Barkov plays center, Brindley doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're really competing with each other.
And they are doing everything they can to get a PK guy out of Barkov, which he PK'd in Russia. So it's not like when they tried to turn Parker Kelly into a center and he was like, I've never done this ever in my life. Like, it's like, okay, this is a thing that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
So, and the special teams aspect of it is really important because in a regular season game, Brindley is not.
There is no power play time there for that.
There's no power play time, so that takes away his greatest asset.
Yep.
There's genuinely there's no reason to put him on a penalty kill. You're fine on the PK. You don't need that. Yeah. You just don't. I would agree. And I think that's your big problem with if you're going to keep Brindley and you're going to play him on the fourth line.
Where do you play him?
Like, what are you getting out of this?
Yeah.
Because you've got a guy that wants to get down the ice. He wants to play with the puck. He wants to create. He wants to do some offense, some offensive things with it, and create scoring chances. And you've got Barkov and Kelly who are like straight line players, north south.
Yep.
There's not a lot of there's no sexiness to the game. It's a lot of meat and potatoes. And with Brindley, he brings just a totally different element to it.
It's in theory, I could understand it a little bit. In a world where you're trying to get offense out of your fourth line, Brindley could make sense as a more skilled guy. Maybe he can distribute the puck pretty well to those other guys. But the reality of an NHL fourth line role is that it's mostly just chip and chase and crash the net if you have the puck.
And with Brindley, one thing, when they traded for him and why we were excited about him, in his draft year, why the hype has followed him at every level, is that, he's 5'8". 160 pounds.
He doesn't play that small at all.
His competitiveness is off the charts. His motor is off the charts. He makes life miserable. So when you're talking about a smaller guy that is willing to go crash and bang and do all of the nitty gritty stuff that you want to see out of a fourth liner, he can do that. But he's not, physically, he's not going to punish anybody. He's not going to be hard to play against. From a physical standpoint, like from a, he's going to wear you down. He can wear you down because his skill level is what it is, and you don't normally get that out of a fourth line player.
Right.
It's not the worst idea just because the work rate is so high. But Brindley, it is sort of an awkward fit, especially with Barkov, where if you flank Barkov with Kelly and Kiviranta, he's got two safety nets in the defensive zone.
Two veterans you trust that are not going to make crazy defensive mistakes.
Yeah, and Barkov and Brindley in the same game together, you're going to be like, well, I don't really know what I'm getting out of this line.
Yeah. It really is shaping up, I think, to be Barkov's going to make the team as the 4C. And Brindley, maybe they give him games. I'm more confident they might give him games to start the season today than I was at the start of camp. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah.
It felt like he was locked into starting in the AHL.
Certainly.
But it still feels like Brindley is the insurance of we're going to have a top 9 injury at some point.
Yeah.
And maybe we can just unleash this kid and see what happens.
Well, and I think that's the real benefit of giving him this long look in training camp. He's earned it.
Yep.
So you're not crushing confidence or anything. Now, if they play the game tomorrow and he's one of the cuts, I'll be pretty disappointed.
I just don't see him being in the next round of cuts.
I don't either.
That would be the last round maybe, but the coming round, I don't think so.
Getting him comfortable, honestly, getting him out of the auxiliary locker room during practice, getting him into the adult locker room. Once they start to make some of the AHL cuts, like Jason Megna's very well respected in the organization.
Yeah.
He's on an AHL contract.
We know what's up there.
Yeah. He can't make the team until something...
Unless they sign him.
Yeah. Something else would have to happen. But like getting him into the room, getting him in around the guys on a regular basis, getting him slowly acclimated to some of the NHL exposure. I'm looking at a football banner. Getting him that NHL exposure.
It's not nothing.
It's a little taste.
Yeah.
And that could be huge for that motivation. All right. Well, and this may be the plan.
Especially a guy who is unique and he is that small, right? It can help a guy like that because when you're that size, there's a certain way you're going to have to play in the NHL. and you give him 2 games of that, and he can take that and go, okay, this is what I need to do to be able to function.
This is what real NHL speed feels like. This is how I'm going to have to play. Like, yeah, it absolutely makes sense.
A fun question from Azare here asking about waivers. Would it be possible for someone to get claimed by all 32 teams in one season? So plays one game, gets waived, claimed, rinse, repeat?
Yes.
I mean, in theory, yes. But also, if you claim someone off of waivers and then re-waive him within the first month, the team that originally waived him gets him back and can just put him in the AHL.
If nobody else claims him,
True.
That can happen.
Which is likely to happen now.
Which
by the 10th team, I think everyone who's going to try it is trying it.
How many teams would you have to get into it where you're like, what's going on here? Like it would be like 4.
Yeah. Even the second one would be like, oh, that's weird.
And then by the I mean, you remember Calvin Pickard?
Yeah.
The journey he went on after he left Colorado.
It's weird to see guys just get claimed and then go back to the original team, let alone like getting a third team involved.
Yeah.
Where it's like, nope, there's still a team that wants him. If you got to 4 or 5, I think everyone in the NHL would be like, huh?
What's going on personally with this guy?
Yeah.
Clearly he's a good enough player that multiple teams value him, but what's up with the dude?
Why isn't he sticking anywhere? Yeah.
Yeah.
We do need to take our second break, so let's make sure we're jumping over and doing that with the official vehicle of DNVR. That is Toyota. Go get with them today. Of course, they're also the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche. You can get whatever type of vehicle you need, whether it be trucks, SUVs, sedans, and everything in between. They've got it all, and they've got 17 different models with 4-wheel drive available, like the Epic 4Runner, so you can make sure you're in control of the vehicle, whether it's a rainy day like the other night, or whether you're going off-roading and really putting your wheels to the test. They've got you covered. They also offer more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker out there to give customers numerous choices to reduce their carbon footprint. That's 16 different hybrids, even hybrid trucks like the Tundra iForce Max. So if you want to save money on your daily commute, Toyota is a great option there. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you, including AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corn Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevens Toyota East Aurora, and Stevens Toyota West in Lakewood. Again, Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places. Once you've got your Toyota to take you to the next game, make sure you're getting your tickets through Game Time. You can join over 15 million people that get their tickets through Game Time. And when you sign up with a new account and use code DNVR, you can get your $20 off your first ticket purchase with Game Time. Highly recommend you go through there. I think we got tickets for like $7 to the Avs game the other week. We'll probably get cheap tickets to tomorrow's game too. So it's a great option for that.
This is the plan.
Yes, that is the plan. You can go to, of course, other events too, Broncos, Nuggets, you name it, even non-sports, concerts and theaters. You can get those tickets through Game Time. So make sure you get signed up today with that DNVR code. Download the Game Time app today. There's a link down in the description. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Use that DNVR code for $20 off your first purchase. Of course, terms apply. Tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. Do we want to wrap up the Brindley Barkov call-up situation conversation here?
Yeah, I think we're pretty good on it. Just it continues to be a dominant storyline in lieu of the rest of the roster's kind of
set. Yeah,
we've got 82 games to fight about if Brock Nelson is good enough as the 2C.
We'll find out one way or another.
Or if he's really bad, it'll be 60 games like with Middlestat.
Yeah, that's true. They'll do something if they have to. We know that's the truth.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the power play.
Fun.
Now, keep in mind they've practiced the power play exactly twice. There's far from a full system install at this point, which I'm sure they will continue doing over the next 10 days. But there's not a fully in place. You shouldn't be taking away, oh, the Avs only scored 2 goals on the power play on practice. That's not what you should be looking at.
Yeah.
What I am more interested in what you're looking at is the continued rotational use on the second power play unit of Burns and Taves and how they're looking to make all of that work.
Yeah.
And then on the top unit, to be honest, today it was mostly about how they're using Nathan MacKinnon.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about rotational between Taves and Burns, but Natchez and MacKinnon are in a full rotation where they're looking at what those guys do on the half wall. And it's so weird because Nathan MacKinnon has 3 straight 100-point seasons, including a 140-point season where he won the MVP.
Had 50 goals
and
that
had
year,
a 50-goal season. And it's like, are they better off with Marty Necas over there? Like, is this a grass is greener kind of situation? Or is this...
To be determined, I would say.
Or we're just overthinking it.
Yeah.
And you leave Nathan MacKinnon there and you tell Marty Necas to just figure it out.
The thing I will say, and this certainly hits personally for me, when you see Nathan MacKinnon moved out of that spot, it forces him to move his feet more.
Yeah.
It forces him to create with his legs and have to, not necessarily skate out high to get scoring chances, but he's forcing defenders to actually stay with him instead of a defender being like, I know where he's going to be. He's going to stand right over there.
Yeah.
And I can just hang out with him until the pass comes over there, and then I'll be there, which has been a sticking point for years on the Avs power play for me. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I do think it.
I like that everybody wants to compare it to Edmonton's power play for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Elite talent, elite success. And Colorado has elite talent and
At times elite success, but not consistently.
Yeah. Like I want to say like good success,
Sure.
but closer to... It's disappointing relative to the talent on hand.
It should be better.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing is that Nathan MacKinnon is not Connor McDavid.
Different players, different skill sets.
The way that they play, Nathan MacKinnon isn't as smart of a player. He is so unbelievably talented that he gets away with doing some silly stuff sometimes. But he is not as just smart a player. He makes silly decisions.
Yep.
And sometimes they work, and when they don't, they look real silly. You don't see a lot of that, and that's why they trust McDavid to kind of be this like roaming beast.
Yeah.
Because no matter what situation he's in, he understands where he is and what he's doing. And MacKinnon doesn't quite have that in the bag at the same level.
Yeah. MacKinnon is almost entirely an instinctual hockey player.
It's I think that's completely true.
You see him make those decisions based off of instincts and fleeting ideas that come through his brain, but it's not so much of understanding exactly what the defense is doing at any given moment like McDavid does.
He doesn't break a defense down in the same kind of way. Right. And again, this sounds like a criticism, but it's really just not.
It's just because you also have the side of MacKinnon where he's unbelievably strong. Can just straight go through guys.
He plays with such power and confidence that even your best laid plans, sometimes he just bowls right through it, and you're like, okay. And we saw today when they were using him closer to the goal line, he was using that power to just cut hard to the net. And sometimes he would put it on net, and sometimes he would pass it to a teammate. And we saw
it becomes harder to defend.
It is, but it also puts a highlight on his skating and his power. When he stands still over there, it eliminates such a huge element of what makes him hard to defend, which is his that combination, his footwork,
the explosiveness is what it really
and
is.
His power,
Because when you compare to Connor McDavid, don't get me wrong, Connor McDavid is like, if you're learning how to skate, his mechanics are what you should look at.
Yeah. Perfect.
But Nathan MacKinnon his first three steps are so unbelievably explosive that he can just torch dudes.
Shot out of a cannon is accurate. Yep. And when he's standing still,
there's none of that.
There's no cannon.
Where it especially got frustrating last year was not only was he standing still, but at times he refused to let the one-timer go.
Yeah.
So you end up in this play that just comes to a full stop on his stick in the circle, and you're just waiting for Nathan MacKinnon to... At times it was to the bumper, at times it was to the far side.
Yeah, but a lot of bumper, though, where he would, in particular, this was after Rantanen was traded, because he no longer had Mikko on the other side. He would cut down towards the goal line a little bit and then try to throw the backhand into the bumper, or he would stand completely still, nothing would happen, and he would just try and force the puck through the defender.
Pass it as hard as he can.
Who is standing there in front of him going, I don't want to give this up to the bumper. And he'd be like, I do not care. Let's try it. And sometimes it worked, and a lot of times it ended up in us going, what is this?
Yep.
So I think the putting him as kind of your rover changes that dynamic a little bit. I really like him below the goal line.
Yeah, today he was really good down there.
And you see it's just a different element. And we've seen power play units have started to unlock across the league that playing below the goal line is hell for the goaltender. Because he can't square up to anything.
It forces the whole PK to cheat down.
Exactly.
And you have Cale Makar sitting up top.
The entire PK sags down because they go, okay, you're now in a limited space. We're going to try and cut off these passing lanes. But when MacKinnon does that, he can make choices from there. But he gets to continue to use his feet. And if he has to, he can just straight up run through a dude.
And I think we talked about maybe MacKinnon might not be the best decision maker, but by moving him out of that spot, you force him to make other decisions. He doesn't get stuck in the rut of the same options over and over and over.
I don't even want to say it's necessarily that he's not a good decision maker. I just think he gets frustrated and impatient.
That's a good way to put it.
And I think
that's fair.
You know, he's like, this is what I want to do. This is what okay, that's not open. This is what I want to do. That's not also open. What do I do? And then he's just like, doing it.
I'm going to do it anyway.
And he just decides that that's what's happening. It does not matter at that point. He's not breaking anything down. He's just mad. And I think you put him down there, you give him more options, and he's such a dynamic player that you have to respect that. And it makes life hard on the goaltender, and it gives you the Marty Necas one-timer over there, which is something that he's good at.
The coolest part about this on the power play is this is not permanent. If you put MacKinnon down there and it's not working, you just move him back.
You just change, and you go, okay. Like,
cool,
You hired Dave Hakstol for the season, assuming that he had more than one thing in mind for how to do this.
Right. If you only had one, maybe rethink your hiring process.
The other guy only had one unit to work with. And right now, part of the appeal is that they have 2 units, and the second unit looks dynamic. It looks good. It looks good.
Through 2 days, it looks better than Unit 1, to be honest with you.
And with that caveat also, again, of they are not playing the best PKs.
But still, it's on both sides of it. I don't want to fully move off of power play 1 just yet because Brock Nelson in the shooter spot or whatever you want to call it. I know you talked to him a little bit today.
I did.
It's too early to make real decisions. I'm going to keep saying that over and over. How do we feel about it so far?
I'm a little iffy on it. I really wish he would be in that bumper spot just because he's so good at it. He's been so good in the bumper. But I understand it. He's such a good shooter that if you give him space, he can just wire a puck. He's a really good shooter.
He has the shot.
And he's got, because of his size and the power that he can play with, he's really good protecting the puck. He's also a solid playmaker. Val Nichushkin is wonderful at finishing around the net. Actual just like finishing ability, like as just a shooter.
He jams stuff home more.
It's a little iffier,
it's
right?
Not bad, but it's not.
Exactly.
It's not Brock Nelson for sure.
Nelson has a stronger track record as that. So it makes sense, but also you're putting Nichushkin in the middle of the ice where he can do that. He's the left shot. If he's getting the bumper pass from Necas or MacKinnon, it's on his forehand. He can just let it go. There he goes. Great. That's what you want. You're in a good position. That's an area where we have seen Nichushkin be successful. But as a puck retriever, he's wonderful. So it makes sense putting him there and Nelson kind of more on the perimeter. And all of this, we're completely ignoring Cale Makar's contribution to this because he's just up top.
Stalwart.
As whatever. Ever. He's the safety valve for everyone.
I think part of that conversation, though, is not that I did want to see Makar shoot less. I don't. But I want to see less of the play where the Avs pass it around for 30 seconds and Makar goes, fine, I'll do it.
He'll do the shimmy, which works, which is less effective at 5v4 because the players aren't moving in the same way. And then he'll kind of dance around and then he'll just throw it and you're like, cool. That was a tough save.
Doesn't feel worth waiting for.
It's not a high quality shot. It's higher quality than with other teams because he's Cale Makar.
True.
It's I don't feel like it's ever a bad shot for Cale Makar just to go, all right, I'm shooting it. But you do have an extra guy on the ice. You want to create something closer to the net.
Yeah. The other side of that is Unit 2 with Burns and Taves. Now, today we saw both of them rotating around on the power play and on the PK side of things. Is it sustainable to play both sides like that? Or do we want to see them maybe divvy up those roles more clearly and say, all right, we're going to use Taves on the power play and Burns on the PK, or flip it if that's what you want?
I think the games will determine some of that.
Okay.
Like I think they will be able to sort that out. The big question is, do they play on the unit together, or does Colton come out off of the second unit?
Right. If they're playing together, Colton can't. Well, it doesn't have to be Colton. It could be Olofsson too, probably. But
you definitely don't want to do that, though. I mean, he's got such a good one-timer.
If you're not using Olofsson on the power play, why did you go get him?
Yeah, it's really not a poor. It's really not a smart decision. On how to best utilize your guys. If Olofsson's playing like garbage, then maybe if you're like, this is the message that you're sending. Like, pick it up at 5v5. You need to check better, whatever, and we'll give you the power play time. But if you're not doing the things that you need to be doing,
right. There's a give and take there, though.
Exactly.
Not just that you're not on it.
Yeah. I do wonder what it would look like, because in the last couple of years, they've had Girard and Taves, and Girard he gets it, and he skates down to the half wall, and up to Taves, and the annexation of Puerto Rico was on.
It works for 3 weeks.
And it's fun when you're like, okay, this is good and competitive, but so often, because Girard's not a shooting threat, and so little gets accomplished.
Yeah.
So now if Taves is moved over to that left side and Brent Burns is such a prolific shooting threat, how are are they both out high? Because that's much easier for the PK to defend.
True. I mean, it feels like you could be able to play Burns on the half wall-ish at times, but I do think in the modern NHL, it's just easier to run one defenseman.
Yeah. And at the moment, until I've seen it fail a few times, I want it to be Burns.
Yeah.
Because he's such a good shooter, and he's so skilled at getting pucks through traffic. And that's the unit with Gabe Landeskog on it.
Sure is.
So,
and that's
not only is he great at tipping pucks, but he's got a big butt that he could put in the goalie's face.
And the reality of how that unit would shape up with 4 forwards is you have Burns, shooter, Olofsson, shooter, Colton, shooter. Landeskog's probably the net front guy, and Lecky has had some experience in the bumper spot.
Yeah.
So
I think what you're worried about there is that you don't have a very clean passer on that unit.
Yeah.
And
Andy might be the best of the bunch.
This brings you back to, do you split up MacKinnon and Natchez on those units? That way you have an elite zone entry guy on each one.
For the record, Landy was doing the zone entries today for that second unit. So,
which I don't like.
Not my favorite. Yeah.
And then that also does give you a high-end playmaker, MacKinnon or Natchez, on each unit. I'm all for stacking them at 5v5, but on the power play, I just like it less.
All right, hear me out.
Oh, Lord.
You do the Ovi thing with MacKinnon. You have 2 units play around him, but he stays out for the full 2 minutes.
So the last several years?
Well, last year, the first unit as a whole just stayed out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Makar liked to get off.
Makar was the only one that would change.
He would be like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
And Taves would come on and be like, what am I doing with these guys? This works not the way that I want it to with the handedness.
Yeah. You could pick another guy then if you want to have Natchez play the full 2 minutes or whatever.
No,
but
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm just good.
I would also not like that just because I would like to see a proper second unit for the Avs for the first time in 3 years.
The other wrinkle here that I know will never happen, but I find interesting, is you put Burns on the first unit and then you put Makar in that shooter in the OV spot on the second unit. Let him rip.
Yeah. I'm down.
Let him go to town.
I mean, if you have...
let's try some stuff.
Right.
If it's not working, try some stuff. If it's working, you don't need to do anything.
Do what you're doing.
It's working.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it's broke, fix it.
Yeah. If it's got cracks, fix those.
I do think there are some other interesting conversations there, because it's not just, should we move Natchez to the second unit? It's, Which unit should Brock Nelson be on?
Yeah.
Should Landy get moved up to the top unit for Nichushkin? There's a lot of questions of like, who clicks? What chemistry do you find?
It is going to be fascinating to get to the end of game 82 and go back and be like, okay, power play time leaders. MacKinnon, Natchez, Makar, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Like, it's going to be fascinating.
Yep. It'll be definitely an interesting storyline for the season. It's not just that, though, right? The Avs do... I mean, MacKinnon will be fine. Honestly, I'm not all that worried about their top 6 production at 5-on-5. But you start looking at certainly their third line as a place where you're going to be asking for more 5-on-5 production out of that group this year.
Yeah.
And makes sense with Colton. You understand what they're trying to do with Olofsson. Jack Drury, we'll see if the offense can be there.
He's got to do it. You just got to do it. Otherwise, JG Pajot, welcome to Colorado.
Well, that's my question. If it's not clicking, how many options do the Avs really have to shake up that third line offensively? We already mentioned Brindley could be that guy.
Yeah, the problem is at center,
right?
And I think you're like, if I'm Jared Bednar and I'm not getting the offense that I want out of the third line, I move Jack Drury to the fourth line, and this is pre-LOC returning.
Sure.
I move Jack Drury to the fourth line. I put Ross Colton in the middle, and I have Gavin Brindley and Victor Olofsson. You can't play defense. You're not going to be good defensively.
You have to deploy that line in one direction.
Exactly.
Sure.
But you're hoping to play with the puck most of the time, so you're okay with that. And with the playmaking ability of Brindley, that his creativity and his work with the puck, the work rate, how smart he is, it's my top backup option.
You can see how it would work. Yeah.
It's my top backup option, and then your fourth line, unfortunately, then you're trying to figure out, okay, well, if Barkov is playing well, what do you do?
Yeah, fair. I mean,
because you don't want to sit a guy that's doing a good job.
Sent random wingers at center. Why not send a center randomly to wing? I don't know.
Yeah, because then you're going, okay, well, Parker Kelly on one of the wings, Jack Drury in the middle, and then it's either Barkov or Kiviranta on your wing.
Yep. Which
you don't love that. You just don't love that. But what else do you do if Jack Drury's offense just can't quite get going?
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do to try and goose that line?
You have to do something. So, yeah, the real answer might well be at the trade deadline, but in the immediate,
and
you
the
have
hard
to do
part
something.
with the deadline is that teams want to wait.
Yep.
They're going to wait 40, 50 games until they're like, all right, it's time for us to do something.
Yep.
Like the big moves, you can look at and say at any time this can happen, but
for that third line depth role guy,
it's smart to wait out. If you're hanging on, if you're the Islanders and you're out of it at the deadline, it's smart to hang on to a Pajot and just wait for teams to get increasingly desperate, and the price goes up and it goes up.
Well, a second round pick in November has way less value than a second round pick in March when a team knows they're out of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Because if that team then turns around and misses the postseason by 1 point, they're going to go, God, what if? Right. That guy could have helped me a lot more.
Every year, Buffalo starts good.
Yeah.
And then by March, they're like, well, we're Buffalo.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you don't want Jack Drury to play the wing.
Yeah.
Jack Drury's value is
in face-offs alone, you don't want Jack Drury.
Yeah, but defensively, he's so good and so smart. Putting him at the wing doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
If his offense isn't there, putting him on the wing on your fourth line in favor of who? Like, why would you do that? It just
doesn't make a ton of sense.
You know he's a great fourth line center. Barkov would have to be a smash success to have that kind of conversation. Otherwise, it just doesn't make any sense.
I mean, if Barkov has that much success, you're just moving him up to 3C, no?
Yes. You're immediately...
You just flip them,
Yeah, you'll flip them before you start... I think before you start getting wild with it.
Yeah.
But assuming that it's going to take Barkov some time, and that
I would assume so.
And that he's not like, oh, hey, we're 15 games in, and he's got 9 points. You know? You're probably not having that conversation. I would start with Colton first, but yeah, if it goes really well, you can always do that. Sure, see how it goes.
How much can the Avs afford to see how it goes this year? A
lot.
Does it not really start locking in until you get LOC back?
Yeah, LOC coming back is like, all right, now where do we go? Because that's such a game changer for your fourth line.
Yeah.
And really, like, the pressure is on Victor Olofsson to play the kind of defense that
the metrics
that justifies
indicate he did. Sure.
Yeah, that justifies him continuously being in your lineup.
Yep.
Because if he's not scoring goals, you're going to have a really hard time.
It's true. It's, I just need the next 10 days to pass 11 days, I guess, to pass so we can get into it.
This grand experiment can begin.
But, we'll at least have a game to talk about tomorrow. We do have one super chat here from Holt who says, if New Jersey continues to struggle signing Hughes, what do you think about taking advantage and targeting Siegenthaler or one of their other D in a trade?
I mean, I would target Jonas Siegenthaler right now if they were willing. I mean, if Jonathan Kovacevic were available, I would do that right now in a heartbeat.
Siegenthaler is part of the EJ trade tree.
Oh, now I'm trying to work backwards.
It's unworkable.
Comes from Washington. Oh, I can't do this on air.
Yeah.
Like
30 minutes from now, he'll be like,
it'll, I don't want to waste time because it'll just be silence while I sit here and work through it, but I am curious. Yeah.
The one thing that would give me pause about making any move that isn't an obvious do it for Sidney Crosby or whatever, the Avs do have limited assets this year.
Yeah.
They need to be careful about just spending on everything.
Well, and the nice thing is at the moment, what do they need? We're talking about maybe a 3C,
maybe a 3D,
maybe a 4C, and maybe a 6th D on the left side specifically.
Right. Not a lot.
It's all maybe.
Yep.
Maybe they need those things.
So no need to rush into a maybe. Put it to you that way. We'll see, though. They could make a waiver claim tomorrow, and then we're talking about all of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I fully expect, these are the Avs, I fully expect one waiver claim to happen.
They almost always do.
Yep.
But
doesn't mean that guy will stick, doesn't mean it'll be a good one, but I fully expect it will happen.
Fedotov was on waivers today, too.
Look, Ivan Fedotov sucks, and it's cost $3 million.
I didn't say I would do it. I'm just saying I wouldn't have done pros with Tav either. And
an absolute incredible meme from all the times we used to talk about Fedotov way back in the day.
Big goalie, big.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember how that started.
So I think it was someone in the Discord was just
it was definitely Eddie.
He's big. Get him because he's big.
And at the time, there was nobody in the system where you're having a conversation about it. If he was 800K, I would still say he's not good. I mean, his production in the NHL has been awful.
Yeah, it's been awful. I have no real interest, but
yeah, none of the guys on waivers today jumped out at me.
I would say that's fair.
But I will be looking at it every day, and I will be sending out tweets. And I don't know what they're called on Blue Sky. I'm just going to call them tweets. I will be tweeting from both Twitter and Blue Sky. Anytime that there are waivers, guys, that I have an interest in.
My wife has been calling them skeets.
I'm not doing that, so...
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, exactly. Not doing that.
That's where it comes from, because Blue Sky's like only millennials. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, last bit here on the power play.
Oh, yeah.
Hakstol. If it starts bad, how long's the leash?
It would have to be disastrous for them to pull the plug.
Okay.
I mean, disastrous.
Fair enough. You don't go out and get a guy to just get rid of him.
And with the talent that they have on hand, anything below 20th, I think, is disastrous. And then there's, let's say, 12 to 19.
It should be top 10. It should be top 10.
This has gone poorly.
Yeah. It should be a top 10 power play based on talent alone.
It's going to be... Knowing everybody has to understand that these units go through lulls.
Yeah.
And if it goes through a lull to start the season, if that lull lasts until January, then you're having a conversation.
Even if it lasts until December, I think you got to start thinking. But
again, it depends on how bad it is.
If it's 12th, fine. If it's 23rd...
Yeah, and obviously if it's 26th and below, you're like, well, okay,
we have a problem.
Just watch last year's tape.
Yeah. That'll get us to like 15th at least.
Right. For all the flack Ray Bennett took, he had a top 10 power play in.
It was like 7 out of 9 years. Or
yeah,
something.
It was almost all of the years. The big problem was that in the postseason,
it cratered.
Last year,
it cratered.
It completely fell apart, and like there had to be a fall guy.
Yep.
That's
all there was to it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't going to be Nathan MacKinnon or Cale Makar. So,
and it really, I mean, for my money, it was Cale Makar. 0 goals.
That whole series, it was Cale Makar.
0 goals.
And he still had 5 points that series because that's how ridiculously good he is.
Yeah.
But
don't give me that empty net goal from
I get it.
The other end of the ice. I mean, 0 meaningful goals.
We are going to get out of here for today, though. We appreciate all of y'all hanging out with us on this one. We have a post game coming to you tomorrow. So whatever happens in that preseason game, we'll have it for you. We appreciate y'all. Go check out Diehards. 1, AJ has a bunch of amazing pieces coming. But 2, we got a sale going on right now. You can go get yourself a hat. It's a sick hat. Highly recommend. You're going to need a few this year. The Avs are going to score some hat tricks, I promise.
True.
So get a couple extra. Also get access for a year. You get discounts at the bar. A bunch of amazing stuff. So go get your Die Hard deal right now over on the DNVR.com. That's it. We appreciate y'all. This has been the DNVR Avalanche Podcast, and we will see you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.